such an honor and privilege to be able to introduce to you the forensic networker himself, Mr. Remy Mesgarlu. He is our visionary CEO. And I just want to take only a couple of minutes to let you know a little bit about who this man is. And then I'm going to pass it over to him so he can show you his heart and give you what he's got for tonight. So Mr. Mesgarlu, he has built 4 multi-million-dollar businesses in MLM as a distributor from 1990 to 2003. You know, he's talking about how he keeps looking younger. It doesn't look like he's been around that long. He founded MLM's most advanced MLM university, the Forensic Networker, which is the foundation for the call that we're on tonight. He founded MLM's premier, most prestigious MLM company, that is Opulence, in 2005. He's been voted the world's top MLM compensation plan expert. And when you listen to him talk, you know why. He's been featured in Networking Times as a master networker. He's been featured on the cover of the American Business Journal with Warren Buffett in 2013. He's been voted world's #2 all-time MLMer by businessforhome.org. Let's see what else. He's been nominated for Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year. He's been voted in MLM's first inductee Hall of Fame with Paul Zane Pilser and others. His company ranked top momentum company in MLM in the pandemic. That's us, ladies and gentlemen. Top ranked company during the pandemic. Let that sink in. His company, and then also he's been voted top networker again and again by businessforhome.org. You know, we could go on and on and on with the accolades. He's a world-renowned wrestler with 112 medals. He's built all of these businesses. What I want to be able to share with you tonight is that I'm going to brag a little bit for 30 seconds. I have had the privilege of having dinners with this gentleman one-on-one, you know, with just small, intimate little groups, getting to hear him share his heart in small settings after the big events. And I can tell you that this man operates from his heart. He uses his wisdom, his experience, his knowledge, and his stamina, his determination, his drive, his passion. He does all of that, but he does it all from his heart. And I have seen him wear his heart on his sleeve, and he has a very tough job to do leading our nation. He is leading our nation. But I can tell you from personal experience over almost 15 years now, he does it with his heart. And it's my pleasure to be able to host him tonight and to pass the call over to him. So Ramin, take it away. I'm gonna disappear and mute myself.
Rebecca, I have one question for you. Why aren't you doing this every week? And you're just so good and natural. You got so much to give to our people. You have so much to give. You do it so well, you know, and just pour some more of that talent into the family, because you got a lot to give. So congratulations for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Very, very good to see you here. So last week I was talking about that we're going to get into the forensic book moving forward, and we are. Just tonight I had to come to the sea. I have some stuff going on here tomorrow. I don't have a laptop to share a screen and all that stuff, because here's what I had plans for you guys. And we're going to be doing this. Tonight I wanted something different, where it was like a book club, where we're going to get 10 people on, and I'm going to put up the first chapter of forensic, which is a student qualification. And between the 10 of us, we're all going to take a piece. We're just going to read it to everybody. And people who put their hand up, hey, you read the next paragraph or next paragraph. I'm just going to read the first chapter, because really the intro of forensic. And by reading it, first of all, you become more involved. I want to get you all your space. You know, I want to get you right into the book. So it's quite intense. It's quite intense. And that was my plan for tonight. But then I realized I had to be here. So I decided to change strategies for this week. We'll do that next week. We're expanding, adding 3 more developers and programmers to our team, and that team has become so big now. And because we're doing a lot of work in the behind the scene that you guys are not seeing and you don't know yet. And so having a chat with them and, start talking about, really who we are, the new is our employees. And we take them through a 3-day, every employee that comes into Opulence World Headquarters, all overseas, doesn't matter if it's the Thailand office or Manila office. And we take them through, used to be 4, we shrunk it down to 3 days of what we call Opulence University, every employee. And we take them through every aspect of the business, all the videos, everything else. So it used to be 4 days. Now what we decided to do, give them some homework before they come in. So all the stuff that we watch together, the videos of some of those things, they can do that before Opulence University. And then this way we can shorten. And last week we did it with our new marketing manager in Bangkok. So yeah, we're pretty serious about trainings. It's not just you guys. Every one of our staff that come in, doesn't matter what department they work, they have to get to know the nation. They have to get to know the company, every part of it. Because if they don't know every part of the company, then they don't really know what's going on with your challenges, right? They don't know if the gap is too big between any department and you, then they can't really understand you and feel you. A lot of them are not in communication with you because they work in areas where they're not really in the forefront. But we want to make sure that every single employee we have understand every part of the business. So when they understand it, they come up with ideas, right? They once it's been a while, they start becoming creative. And that's why we do this Opulence University. As a matter of fact, you know what? If we did an Opulence University for you guys, you'd enjoy it. There's a lot in there. There's a lot of overlap, right? I mean, there's some technical stuff that you don't need to know, so we would not do that part. But if we did the Opulence University boot camp, it's pretty much what you guys have to learn. All right, so tonight I said, since we can't do what I wanted to do, which is the Opulence first chapter, Forensic first chapter. So I'm going to talk to you about what I talked to them about. Some pro strategies. I love having side conversations. We got new people join us all the time. We get guests that come who are network marketers. I want to talk network marketing at a different level. I'm on the phone with network marketers. And again, this is for them.org. He called me again, Ted. He wants me to do something for him. So it's going to come out soon. You guys are going to be seeing that because I'm the expert he uses for compensation plans. And so, I enjoy, I've been doing MLM for 34 years, 2/3 of my life. One of the things you talked about earlier, Rebecca, about looking younger and stuff like that. In any business, right? When you want to get into a business or invest into a business, you're looking to make sure if the business works, if the product works. You're looking for proof of concept. That's what's called proof of concept. You can go back and see before health products, although I dressed well, I wasn't looking the way I do today. And I was actually in my 40s back then. You see the same thing happen with Sanas. You see something happen with a lot of our members. We see our members and they look amazing. It's like they never age, So this is very, evident in our business, from the stuff that we put outside our bodies to the stuff we put inside our bodies. So tonight I thought, I'm going to give you a piece of Ramin. And these are stuff that, we don't really get in any training. It's not part of our training program. But stuff that you need. We have a lot of people who've been with us a long time now. And I think they're ready, since we don't do forensic seminars anymore, because that's where you got the heavy stuff, right? The next level stuff. I thought if I can throw some stuff at you, pieces at a time, take a lot of notes. If you're new, some of the stuff may be a little bit heavy for you, but for most of you who've been here, and it's not really that heavy, but you understand because you've been in the field and you'll pick the stuff up. You'll pick it up. So I call it Ramin's Pro Strategies. And one of the things that somebody asked me the other day, he says, I love retailing. Great, no problem. We got the best retailable products on the planet, right? Still 1,000 SKUs. want products, need products. We have everything. While every other company has a need product, which is health and wellness, well, we got the best of that. We also got want products, which is the fashion, the watches, and everything else. So, we've got all of that. But you say, but I wish, I have a team that retails a lot, but I wish they would recruit more. That's the question. So my strategy on that is, let people be what they be. All we can do is pitch people to get better, right? That's all. We want to inspire them, we want to pitch them. But at the end of the day, that's all you can do. So it's nice to have an attitude of, be able to put different compartments, like compartmentalize, yeah, your team, right? Be able to recognize for who they are. What is their capability scale? I know we got a lot of retailers in our business because our products are easy to sell, right? And of course, the company has the best warranty in the world. We got a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Try that, getting something from the internet for that, right? So I understand that. So there are a lot of people focus on retail, and great, and let them retail. So here's how I would pitch it. If I was your upline, here's how I would pitch it, and this is how I believe is the right way to go. Because I don't think it can change people, and I don't think it's a good idea to change people, because if you try to pressure on people, if somebody is retailing a lot, try to pressure them to recruit, and then they kind of gets fear sets in, and then they end up not retailing also, right? Now you lose both of them. Somebody who's a recruiter, try to get them to sell a lot, and all of a sudden they start to change their pitch and presentation. Some they used to work before, all of a sudden now they're doubting themselves, and now they're not able to close people, right? So here's how I would put it. I said, look, if you're a retailer, well, then focus more on retailing while you keep your eyes open for that recruiting opportunity. In other words, don't shut it out. There's a lot of people you're going to talk to, they're going to be just like you, who actually want to make money. Maybe they're not recruiters to go build an MLM business, but you know what? They want to sell products. Now they join your team. Now you get residual income. By default, now you are recruiting, right? So it's not your go-to. As a matter of fact, I've told my team I want to do a survey. We're going to do a lot of surveys with you guys this year. And one of them is, what do you lead with? Right? What do you lead with? Maybe right now, even on the chat, what do you lead with? I'm interested to know, in this company, I think I have a good idea, but in this company, what percentage of people lead with the product, and what percentage of people will love to lead with the opportunity, right? I was an opportunity guy. I was not a product guy when I was building it. But, we didn't have products like we do in this company. But having said that, either way, I love hey, Jack, I got a great business, global business. I want to show you the plan, show you the numbers, get your take on it. That's the way I like to do things, more like a business. But I know some people, even Renee, like he's great in business, but he does both. Like he's good at both. He sells a ton of product, right? So good for him for doing that. Maybe some of you guys can do that. But we shouldn't be pressing people to do both, right? So if you're a retailer, well, keep on retailing. But keep your eyes open for that recruiting opportunity. If you're a recruiter, well, focus on your recruiting, but keep your eyes open for that customer, because when you show a plan to somebody, right, and they may not be looking for business, they may not be ready, or maybe they're interested, but they just don't want you to know because it's common. And that's the opportunity to say, well, when we get you on the product, get you through the testing phase while you're getting ready to launch, right? So it's important as a recruiter that as soon as you do your plan, right, you do the plan, you do the tour, right, you do the presentation, and all of a sudden, if they're not quite ready yet, listen, when we get you in the testing phase right now, let's get you some results right now, let you feel what I feel, right? And we'll talk about the numbers in a couple of days, right? So it's important that, you don't just, keep your eyes on the other thing. So that's one thing. This one advice I wanted to give you today was, whatever your preference is, keep your eyes open for the other side. So, but somebody asked me, he said, "Goes, no, I'm not very good at closing." Maybe, you probably heard a lot of this stuff, right? So I'm giving you stuff that I'm hearing. I'm just throwing stuff at you, right? So you guys get Ramin's perspective on this. So somebody says, I'm not very good at closing. Well, here's the thing. You can't close anybody, right? No one is good at closing. How do you close somebody? Somebody's not open to something, they're not going to get closed. This is not a sale situation, right? And here's the thing. The few cases where somebody could be pressured into something, there's an old saying, convince one against his will is of the same opinion still. That's where the chargeback comes in. That's where, cold feet the next day. That's where, he's changing his mind, right? So what you need to do is, and here's a main reason too. This is the secret in MLM. Good companies like us, especially us, think about it for a minute. I'm not saying because it's our business. I'm not saying because it's our nation. What's not to like when you look? If you look at opulence in a presentation book or in the video, what's there not to like? Seriously, we got thousands of the finest products in the world. It's a beautiful culture, all over this, worldwide. Technology galore, right? So what's there not to like? Look at the results. So everybody loves what they see, but not everybody joins. Well, what? So that's the question. So why is it that why don't we get 100% close ratio, right? Well, here's the reason why. There's a couple of reasons. People generally who are looking at a business, a lot of times it's the first time, whatever, and they don't have a lot of confidence in themselves to be able to build a business, right? They're kind of nervous about investing, although everything looks good, but they don't think they can do it. Or maybe, I don't know, Aunt Sally tried Amway 30 years ago and she said all the bad stories, or maybe she tried some before, or he tried some before. So maybe the spouse is on block, whatever. So at that moment where you have to ask for them to join you, there are certain things going on in the prospect's head that they're not telling you. And by the way, they're not telling the truth, right? They're not telling you what's really going on in their head. They're not saying, well, I don't have self-confidence in this. They're saying other things like, I don't know, I got to talk to my hubby or partner, or I don't know, I got to go think about it or pray about it or read about it. I don't have time, no money. These are the type of things that comes up, but true is none of that is valid. Time, this is why people do this business, so they can find more time. It's pretty flexible, right? And money, it doesn't cost a lot to get started in this business. Come on, give up your coffee for a month. You got enough to get into this business. We have lower packages. So now those are really valid, right? So why aren't they doing that? Well, because they're not confident in themselves, right? So it's important during the close process, right? You need to do some confidence building of your prospect. And if you do that well, you get a yes. You sell a product. You get them on your team. You get their confidence up. They already like what they saw. Guarantee. Nothing they're not to like, right? We get better health, better fashion, work from home. Who doesn't want that? So if they're not coming in, it's because the confidence is not high yet on themselves, right? So then if you learn, if you master, this is the next level stuff now. If you master that, how to bring people's confidence up in themselves, you get a yes. At the very least, they're going to like you so much, they buy your product just to support you. Just to support you. Today I had somebody in my office I hadn't seen in a long, long time. And he says, I'm doing some charity for this school in Israel where I guess, I don't know, I didn't think Israel had areas where people needed stuff, but apparently they're building this park for kids or underprivileged. And he said, would you support this? I said, you know what, I like them, and I like kids. So yeah, sure. So there's nothing in it for me, whatever it was. As you know, I supported him because I like him. I like kids, right? And so at the end of the day, when people like you, they want to support you, and they will like you if you make them feel good about themselves. So how do you do that? You know, one way to do that is through power phrases, the things that you say, the power talk, power phrases, right? Simple things. They've seen this. Now you know. See, you didn't know before this call. Now you know. They're sitting in front of you at the end of the tour. You know they got confidence issues. Now you know. Now you know what to do. Power phrases, power talk. People attracted to strength, not weakness. If they see that you're strong, they'll follow you. They will follow you. But if you look weak and unsure and whatever, insecure, you're not saying much, you're not leading, they're not going to make a decision. So power phrases, simple stuff like, hey, look, if I can do this, so can you. If he can do this, so can you. If that guy can do this, so can you. Look at that woman. If she can do this, so can we. We can do this. People love hearing that. Use we lot. If I could do it, so can you. We got this. Power phrases. People don't get that outside in their job. They don't get that outside the tour. You bring that power, that energy. We communicate through energy. That's how you bring people's energy up and confidence up. And they see something in you. They see a light in you that they haven't seen in 10 years. They see the light in you they don't have at home. Make them feel good. Power phrases. You got this. If I can do this, so can you. If she could do this, so can you. If he could do this, so can you. Right? So that's one way to do that. We got this. We can do this together. We're a team. We can do this. Power phrases. Make them feel good. Number two, when you talk to some, I've taught you in forensic, you know, when somebody's looking at your business, they're looking at two things. Number one, what's the business? And the tour, just show them that. Just show them what the business is. They know that. The second part is why they join or they don't join, is how you do the business. How? Remember, self-confidence thing? They saw it, they like it, but they don't, how do I do this, right? That's what we always talk about. Make sure that you follow the system, because system duplicates. You don't duplicate, the system duplicates. Keep it very simple, follow systems, and you'll be fine. And within the conversation, this is the next level of stuff now. Within the conversation, you want them to start dreaming. So I call it conversation mapping, right? Conversation mapping with some clear objectives. If you've done your job right, in forensic, we talk about before the tour happens, you have to establish like and trust. The first two steps of a yes, establish trust. Third is the benefit of your product or your business. That's the last part. That's the tour. The first two parts, like and trust. They don't like you, they will not join you no matter what. They don't trust you, the same. You establish those two things, you got 66% of the yes. Then the tour will do the rest of it, right? So after the tour, they saw the tour now, they're wondering, okay, how? Your conversation should map them from where they are right to where they want to be, to the goals and targets. And you already know that because you did like and trust. And in the like and trust phase, you ask those questions, right? If you haven't done that, it's tough at the end of the, because now you have to kind of backpedal. That's what I always say, when you go to a tour, spend the first 10, 15 minutes, come early a little bit, spend the first 10 or 15 minutes, get a coffee, water, whatever, and build like and trust. That's a whole session by itself. So we want, within the conversation after they've seen the tour, we want to do conversation mapping with a clear objective. They said to you, well, I want to send my kids to Harvard, or I want to pay off my mortgage, or I want to put my parents in retirement, whatever, right? So, okay, well, you'll put your parents to retirement, how much money do they need for you to do that? Well, I need to give him $3,000 a month. Okay. That's conversation mapping, right? You got a clear answer what they need. So you open a compensation plan. It's always a compensation plan. It's in a prosperity book, but you should have your own dream book where you actually have this some nicely laid out. You decorate with pictures and all these things and articles. So you want to create a dream book that, boom, you just kind of take them through it. Here's my outline. Every country you go to, any conference, the cars, whatever it is. This is loaded with good stuff. We call it the dream book, right? Your presentation book is in there. Your PowerPoint is in there, right? Everything's in there. So you open the compensation plan, and you show them on the comp plan how they can get to that $3,000 a month. In this business, we've had people at LD2 do that. I mean, we've done people done it before that, but let's just not worry about the quick 1 month thing. At LD2s, it's a pretty good position to get that done. It's a low level of an LD3. It's a very low level of an LD3, but you know what? Whatever. So you can get the fast to get to LD, and LD2 could be done very quickly, but LD3 fastest is 6 months, right? Let's just say it takes a year, right? So all of a sudden you show them a map, how you can, from today to where you put your parents to retirement in about 12 months. Wow. What a conversation that is. No one's ever talked to them like that. No one, I can guarantee you, they could have gone on to 100 MLM presentations or anything else. No one showed them on the very first night how to go from 0 to their target, right in the first hour of being with you. So it's all in the comp plan, right? Because the money comes from the comp plan. The comp plan has one job, it's to compute. The comp plan is trying to just get your check, right? You're constantly working to get your check. That's the only job it has. And if you know your comp plan well, right? If you know comp plan well, then you know what should be the averages. Now, I like, study things. And I was watching this CIA guy being interviewed on YouTube. And I just kind of like to learn about humans. So the CIA guy was that he said something interesting. And I know that to be true for sure. I've done this for 34 years. And the CIA guy said, humans are laughingly predictable. Capture that. Humans are laughingly predictable. It's true. It's true. It doesn't matter where in the world we are. MLM is in 200 countries because it doesn't matter which country you're from. They all want the same thing. Everyone wants the same thing. We're human beings. We're same, So now that we know humans are predictable, we just have to become good at a few things. We don't need to become a psychiatrist. Just a few things, and then we can get people on our side. We get people to join our mission. People join our cause. And there are 3 resources, the 3 things that humans care about. I said, just 3 things that humans want. No, one is money, right? One is money. You know what? The person that says, I don't care about money, you know what? If I'm being nice, I say, well, they're just naive. If not being nice, well, they're lying. Everybody likes money. Why? Because we like desirable things, and everything that's desirable costs money. So by default, we have to like money because there's nothing that's desirable is free, right? So there's 3 reasons humans want. First one is money. Well, open the comp plan. Let me show you 12 ways of how you can get the first thing you want in your life. Most people are pressured right now. Most marriages fail now because of financial challenges, right? So we know the facts. Most marriages fail because of financial challenges. So number 1 thing in people's mind is money. That's what they want. Give it to them. Show it to them. Comp plan. Comp plan has one purpose, money. I mean, of course, there's other things, recognition, travel, whatever, lifestyle. Okay, but money, that's the number 1 thing it does. Open the comp plan. What a conversation that is after the tour. 12 ways of making money. And I'm telling you, for some of your countries where, the average income is, between 600 to 1,000 or 1,500, whatever, I mean, there's multiple ways you can make a full-time income on our comp plan. Multiple ways. You can hit 3 bonuses and each one of them get you a full-time income. That's how easy it is to get your full-time income here, to double, triple it. See, a lot of you may be new. If you've never maybe looked at what I'm saying, you never got a chance to look at it this way, right? Because he's not trained yet. And the person brought you in, I'm glad you're here. You're picking it up, right? You never miss this call. You never miss Monday call. Never miss it. Good stuff. We got a lot of experience here, made millions and millions and millions and millions. We're throwing at you right now all the information you need, right? So in this comp plan, I'll tell you, we were looking today with Caesar, my lead developer manager, and it's incredible how they're feasting on the wholesale profit. I was looking at my wholesale profit totals, like, holy crap, what's that number? So that's a wholesale profit. That's by the way, it only lasts 7 days. Every ALA plus $350 in your jeans. Are you kidding me? Got a couple of those as a full-time income in some places. Even in Canada, other places, you get a couple of those, you beat inflation, hands down, because we talk about meeting and beating inflation, right? Otherwise you get them poorer. So first thing is, the 3 reasons human wants, one of them is money. Second one is time, right? So when you sit down with someone about money, that you show them the 12 ways, right? Second one's time. Well, how else are they going to find more time if it's not this? What, quit their job? What happens to life at that time then? So most people cannot quit their jobs, right? So the job certainly doesn't give you more time, right? In this business, right, you build up your check to a point that you can quit your job, right? You work from home. You get paid on leverage. You can't get paid on leverage in a job. You can't get paid on leverage in a traditional business. Leverage means that you're getting paid on other people's success. Helping other people get what they want, you get what you want. Help them make money, and you get a piece of the action. That's called leverage. We call multi-level marketing. Build an organization. Wow. So how else they're gonna find? They want time. They tell you they want time. We know that. CIA guy said that. We know that. They want time. How else are they gonna get it? They can't. There's no option. You have an option. And we'll talk to you about this a little bit later on, how you can lead this with power, because at the end of the day, all of this is in the fabric of what we do at Opulence. Number 1 thing's money. Number 2 is time. Number 3 is energy. Show them how our products, how our business keeps you revved up about life. You're excited. People say, hey, Remy, you look great. Like, again, the energy side of it, the products, the energy, there are targets. When you have targets in life and there's a light at the end of the tunnel where the target is, you're not the same person. You're not the same person. If there's no light at the end of the tunnel in your life, job doesn't give you that. Traditional business don't give you that. But there's no light at the end of the tunnel in your life, you're not the same person. People want that energy. Our products are amazing for that. Our compensation plan is crazy for that. Crazy. Open the comp plan. Show them 12 ways. That's 12 different shock waves coming at your prospect. 12 ways. I mean, just think about the training you guys are getting right now, right? Is that great? I mean, do you think that's valuable? We don't charge for this stuff. It comes with the nation, your private community. A lot of people who don't get this training, their life will move forward. We do this for you 4 or 5 times a week. So third is energy, being revved up, being clear-minded, having hope. That's a good word. Hope. Hope. Job doesn't give you that. Traditional businesses are failing left, and millions of businesses are closed and millions are closing. People in business are stressed. Where's hope? Where is the light at the end of the tunnel? If not here, where is the light at the end of the tunnel? I'm telling you, you folks, I've done this 34 years. This stuff in the fabric of my body. I've seen it, I've tasted it, I've helped other people get there. I've seen how this business brought people from very humble beginnings to, some incredible things. And as you are in it, actively building, you're going to start picking some of this stuff up. I'm telling you, if some of the stuff gets inside your genes, you'll never be the same. You will never be the same. One of the things you need to have, now somebody said, because I love the industry, but I don't think I'm ever going to be successful because I don't have the skills. And what they mean by that was that they had leadership skills, right? First of all, you can pick that up, right? You can pick that up. And so, and in this training on forensic, I give you a lot of nuggets that you won't find in any books. And it's something that took me like 33 decades to find, and I quickly throw that tree in an hour. So leadership, there's three phases of leadership. The problem is when you're going through it, and if you don't know what the three phases are, then what happens is you think you perceive it as to be negative, and then you kind of stop, right? So leadership, you basically go three phases with your team, with your people. If you want to be a good leader, the three phases are: number one, when people meet you and you're strong, you do all the right things, you're impressive, they idolize you. Just so that's the first phase. They idolize you because people are attracted to strength, not weakness. And then people will hang around you. People will tell you, I joined you, they don't do anything, but they're part of your team because they just want to be there because they just love being there. So the first level of leadership is that people look at you, they're impressed by you. So they idolize you. That's the first phase. But if you're doing your job right, you bring them to phase number two, which is they probably not happy with you because you're a good coach, because you're a parent, because because you care. Somebody says, yeah, but they're self-employed and they're independent. Yes, they are. That doesn't give us a ticket for not giving them some tough love. Remember, they came to you, right? They came to you for a reason, right? It's like a doctor saying, well, it's his life anyway, so I don't care. I told him what to do. It's his life. He doesn't want to do it, then he'll die. So doctors don't. I'm sure we got some doctors like that, but you got some other doctors that get mad at the patients and listen. When are you going to smarten up? Right? It's not their family, but the doctor cares. And this is where you need to be a good coach. They came to you with some goals and targets and dreams. They may be weak right now. They don't know. They don't have enough skills. They really need a good leader, somebody like a parent. Our kids. Being an upline and being a parent, there's a lot of similarities. We never quit on our kids. We should never quit on our team. Never. And that could cause some friction. It could. Don't take that the wrong way. Don't be disrespectful. But be tough, be straight, be firm, right? And keep reminding them of their targets. Reminding why they came to you. Life wasn't great before they came to you. That's why they came to you, right? And they asked you for help. Remember that night? They asked you for help. They said they want to make money. They were excited, right? We got to keep on talking. So part two, maybe they demonize you a little bit because they think you're being too tough on them. If that's the case, you're doing a good job. I'm not saying be rude. No, don't take this the wrong way now. Actually, then you're not their bosses, right? Just let them see your passion. Let them see your passion, that you really want, you care. Look, they already invested their money, right? So you could very well, as many do, turn your back and start focusing on the sparks only. You can do that. And I'm not saying for you to try to drag a dead horse, no. But I wanted you to say, if you talk to somebody and you know they have like the dreams, be a tough coach, be a parent, care for them. That's phase two. If you're doing it right, you're going to have some people angry at you because you're forcing them to look in the mirror and realize, and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And sometimes people get motivated by that, and sometimes people don't like that. That's phase two. But as long as you keep on doing this with love and passion, show that you care for them. Tell them you love them. I love you. I want you to succeed, right? And demonization turns into humanization. But all of a sudden they see with a different light, like, yeah, you know what? He's never stopped. He's never stopped. She's never stopped. Even when I was messing around, even when I was not a good person, even when I betrayed him, her, but they never stopped. He never stopped. She never stopped. And all of a sudden, you reach the third level where the respect level goes out the roof and you become one of the people in their life that they will always look up to. Always look up to. And oh yeah, it is. I mean, it is self-serving a little bit. I mean, I feel good when people from my past come back and say, hey, I still use your courses in my, I haven't seen them in 15 years, but they're still using my stuff, talk about me, whatever. It is self-serving, but it's more about what's doing for them. By the way, a lot of people who become successful in MLM, if they don't go through this, they will have never made it. A lot of them made it because somebody cared enough to do this, right? So those are the three phases of leadership, and you just have to, when you're going through them, understand that there are three phases, right? And you just have to complete the cycle. So another thing, somebody says, well, I really don't know how to do that, right? So now I'm taking you through the whole thing, right? So he says, I really don't know how to do that. Okay, it's not first is the idolize thing, and then the demonize thing, and then the humanize thing. Okay, how do I do that? So the first level is what we talked about earlier, which is like and trust. If they don't like you and trust you, it doesn't matter. They don't listen to you anyway. You got to establish the like and trust. I love you. We got this. Let's go. When you go to church or mosque or synagogue, I don't know what you pray to, you hear those words about God, right? He loves you, right? It's important. People want to hear that. The biggest MLM organizations in the world are religions, right? They got billions in their downlines without a compensation plan. No comp plan. And yet they recruit billions of people in the downline based on, I love you, I want the best for you, and here's some guidelines. We can learn a lot from religion, right? How many years you've been going to church or mosque, or nobody paid you to do that, right? You went there because it was a place of peace for you. It's a place of giving back to God, nature. Because your life is good, or maybe your life is not good, and you just need a place where you could feel, you could vent and talk to something bigger than you and than anyone else. And there's no comp plan on that. It's all based on love and respect. We trust, let's just call it, we love and trust God. And we never met God. We love it. So we stay in the downline forever. Wow. Let that sink in. We're human beings. On a much lower scale, there are some organizations, people are part of those organizations for life, for life. They got life, and those organizations cost money to be part of organizations, and people still do. They're not making money, they're paying to be part of those organizations. Every country has it. Like and trust. How do you do that in your team? How do you do that in your team? That's the first thing. Second thing is mentoring. Talk to them, tell them, read this, watch that, do that, this way, that way. If someone's looking for answers, hopefully you're qualified yourself and you passing that information. I know some people who are very good at things, but they just don't want to. They're very lazy with language or very stingy with information. As people, as uplines, as leaders, the job that we have, pick up the information and mirror it out. That's it, mirror it. Give it out, pass it up. Pick up the information, mirror it. In your team, you should be the first one that get the info from the head office, whether it's through some social media, whether it's through calls like this, because you call the office, talk to the PBS, got the information, be the first to get the information, pass it out. Pass it out. Soon you'll be the expert in the whole organization. People like and trust you because you got all the information first. Mentoring, care enough to mentor somebody. It's one of our bonuses. We call it the mentorship bonus. Mentorship bonus, what a beautiful word. Mentorship, that means get some information and pass it on. Number 2 is mentoring phase. Do this, do that, read this, watch that. Number 3, that's a tough one for you. Challenge them. Challenge them. Question them. Didn't you say you want to do this? Who are you with that? Right? It's going to cause some friction. Where's your input? Didn't you say you're going to do this and that? Didn't you say you're going to come to the meeting? Didn't you say you're going to do 3 tours a week? Didn't you say, didn't you say you're going to have these targets? Didn't you say you're going to reach these targets? What happened to that? Challenge them. They're not going to like it. Some of them are not going to like it, but that's okay. You know what? The few that's not going to like it, you're going to save a lot of people's lives in the other side of it. Yeah, the few won't like it, but a lot of people needed it. And because of that, they went to that next level. They did more and they become more, they achieve more. Challenge them. But see, here's the thing. When you challenge them, it must come with love and care. It must come because you believe, you as an upline, you believe that they got this, that they can do this. What we do is not brain surgery, simple products, simple comp plan, technology, we have everything, global reach, love, care, nation, all of that. Once you understand opulence and you believe it, that everybody can do this, now you tell them, I believe you, if you do X, Y, and Z, if you do A, B, C, you can get C, Y, Z. I believe if you do X, Y, Z, you can get A, B, C. You tell them that you believe in them. If they did what they're supposed to do, if they do their MO, get their MO box, get on forensic, smile and 3 presentations a week, that you will be able to put your parents to retirement in 6 months to a year. One of the key phrases of MLM, so simple yet so important, so important. That is, I believe in you. They have to know that you believe in them. They have to know. I believe in you guys. Why am I here after 34 years? I don't need to be here. Someone else will be doing something if I'm not here. I just want to see as many of you. To me, it's nothing feels better watching you guys develop and see one of you guys have a breakout and become something special, like we've seen with Ifra in the last few years, and Dr. Henry and all these people who are fairly new, and they just, within 5 years, they're just blowing it up. Listen, 5 years is not a long time in your lifetime to be able to achieve the things that these people are achieving. And all of you have that opportunity. This is a company with track record. This is not a company with, all they got is a PowerPoint, and the company, nobody knows where it is and who's, nobody knows what's the situation. They don't have any infrastructure, nothing. No success stories, no track record, nothing. We have 18 years of track record, and I got 34 years of building 5 businesses. And we have people in this company made millions. And so you could say with confidence, I believe in you. I know you can do this. Now, why should you say that with confidence? I'm going to close with this. Because when you talk to your prospect, when you talk to your team, it's actually quite easy to talk big. Talk a big, big game. And you'll be genuine, and you'll be genuine doing it. You'll be sincere doing it, because in life, everything's about odds. Everything is about odds. We're not selling a guarantee in MLM. Not everybody's going to make it in MLM. But I believe it's created more millions than anything else, but not everyone's going to make it in MLM. You can become a millionaire doing something other than MLM. You can. So it's not about that. It's about the odds. It's about the odds. There is no other industry in the world that gives you the odds that MLM gives you. So yeah, you can make your million somewhere else. You can, but it's about the odds. Well, the odds that your job is going to make you a millionaire? What are the odds that even if you had the money and experience, that your traditional business is going to last, let alone make you a million? What are the odds? Not much. MLM has the highest odds. That's why you can talk with confidence. It's not about how much money you're making. It's not about your check. It's about the odds. You're talking about the odds. Outside this value proposition that you bring in them, outside this proposal you bring in them, this proposal of opulence has the highest odds they're ever going to get in their lifetime. You believe in that. You come strong with that. It's not about your check. It's about the odds. If not this, then what? If not now, then when? It's about the odds. And what you're offering to prospect is the highest odds they're ever going to have to hit a financial home run in their lifetime. More than their job, more than anything else they're going to see, it's the odds. That's why you can talk a big game. That's why you could be aggressive, confident, because you bring in the biggest odds. All right, I think we'll leave it there. And hopefully it was helpful to you. If you want to, we're going to give this back to our fearless hostess. If somebody wants to share something, put your hands up, get the mic going, and I love hearing from you.
Wow, I had to just take a big breath. The chat's been blowing up the whole evening. Okay, I just want to remind you all again, almost 15 years I've been listening to this man. Thousands of hours I have listened to this man. I have gotten my come to Jesus talks from this man, where he's giving me a little light to the fire under my bum and say, what are you doing? Come on, let's go, girl. I've had it all. I've taken 5 pages of notes. So I wanted to say, you've never heard it all, and you've never heard it today the way you heard it before. You're always learning something new. And really, we've just now been blessed 2 nights in a row with some crazy takeaways, but really, we are talking about the odds. we are talking about what do you lead with? So we've got, Ramin comes on here and it's not just about him sharing information. He's really getting in here to twist our minds and make us think about what we're doing, to get us off of autopilot, to get us, moving faster and stronger and more unified than ever. And, if someone is not open to something, they cannot be closed. That's very, very interesting. We try and force this thing onto everybody, but really, if we just get married to the process instead of the results, we're going to find the people that are open because they're going to be attracted to us in our strength. So let me just see. We don't have any questions in the question box. Does anybody have any comments or questions? I know the chat keeps coming on. There's lots of thank yous. Renee says, thank you, Ramin. Opulence has changed my life over and over and over again. Never would have happened in my job. Absolutely. And I'm sitting here.
Rebecca, I think Reza and Renee have their hands up. If you want to put their mic on, they can.
Awesome.
If you want to share, folks, put your hand up. Give me your perspective.
And folks, you don't have to be technically proficient here. You just kind of have to muddle your way through. I'm finding the hands. Okay, so I'm going to go to Renee first. You're up.
Hello, good evening, Rebecca. Hello, good evening, Ramin.
Hello, Renee.
Hi, thank you so much for the, again, like 15 years, like Rebecca said, I've been listening to your trainings and it's always fresh every single time. I always learn something new. And, just want to share a quick story that today I had a meeting with the guy that actually was servicing my Tesla. He actually changed all my suspension, all my struts and all that kind of stuff. And, while I was at Tesla, I was just walking back from the actual car, he actually asked me, well, what do I do for a living? And I just shared, that I have my own sort of, e-commerce business. And he told me that he actually had his own e-commerce business trying to sell cell phone cases before. And that he was really, and then I asked him, well, how's it going at Tesla? He goes, I just, I hate my job. I work at Canadian Tire and, it's much more relaxing there. It pays more here, but then, I'm really stressed out. And so I could tell just from talking to him that he was looking for something else, and back to your training today about, do I lead with the product or the business? With that particular situation, I felt that it was right to lead with the business, and I said, well, the only thing about those cell phone cases is, again, it's a one-time kind of a sale. And I said, I think what you want to have is a product where your customers keep buying on a monthly basis, like a consumable product. He's like, yeah, that's absolutely perfect. And so long story short, we actually met today. I dropped my kids off at their tennis at about 3:30, and then he made me at 4:30 at the nearby Starbucks. We spent about 2 hours together. He got so excited. He's planning on coming to tomorrow night's evening tour. And and just yesterday, I had another prospect that was in the art world, but he wanted to find some extra income. So I think I equally do both, and I usually try to find through talking to someone what I think most would appeal to them. So my newest LAP, the actual tennis coach, I started with products first, but then that quickly became business in the end too. So I hope that helps, for people who are on the training tonight. And I think, again, we have the perfect solution for every single person. Everyone wants more money, more time, better health, more freedom, and we provide all of that. So Ramin, again, thank you so much for tonight's training, and calls back to you all. Thank you.
Renee, you're a beast. He never stops. Like after, I can tell you, in my 34 years, I don't think I've ever met a leader, especially a multi-million-dollar earner, that actually relentless and keeps on recruiting. I think, Brendan, you may be the first one in my 34 years, because I've had leaders, seen leaders who made millions and they kind of retired and they kind of become trainers. Renee is a beast. He's still selling a bunch of stuff. He's still recruiting a bunch of people. And you can't, let me tell you something. You will not do that because of money now at his stage. You do that because you just love the game. You just love the game. You just love doing it. It's about you just love doing it. Otherwise, he doesn't have to do it.
Well, no, I had to throw it back to you, Ramin, because I still remember, where was it? I think we were traveling together, and you're still prospecting people. And, and beyond that, on the cruise ship, you stay up so late, with the team till 2, 3 in the morning. So I just got through osmosis through you, Ramin. And actually, I think one of the reasons why I do it, besides the fact that it's like a challenge to me, like I want to make sure that I'm on top of my game, so that when I need to train my team, I'm not just talking from, smoke and mirrors. I'm talking from my own personal experiences. And I find that actually, if you want to encourage your team, I think I think by you doing the work first and then you sharing the stories, I think you actually encourage the team, because they say, well, if he's still doing it, then I should be doing it, kind of thing. So again, all that I learned from you and me. So thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Renee. I think Reza had his hand up.
All right, Reza, over to you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Happy
Great,
birthday to you. Happy
no.
birthday
Happy
to
birthday,
you.
Reza.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
my
you. Come on, Chad.
God.
Blow it up. Blow it up.
It
Thank you,
wasn't
thank
me.
you.
That's all I want to say. It wasn't me.
Happy birthday.
Oh, what? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, what I wanted to share was what was on my mind today, yesterday, pretty much the whole month. One thing I've noticed is that I have never, in the 30 some odd years I've been in this industry, noticed so many people so open to opportunities. I've never seen that. I had to take an Uber a couple of weeks ago. He was one. Then I had to take another Uber. It was another one. Then I spoke to the building manager, and he was very interested. That it was like, wow, really? Can I get some information? I said, no problem. I'll get back to you. So I have noticed that really post-pandemic, I've never seen so many people so open to opportunities. But really what I wanted to talk about was that I was thinking to myself that, my gosh, who would have imagined the world would change before our eyes the way it has and continues doing? Now, there's two ways of looking at it, whether it's a garage mechanic, like Renee mentioned, because a friend of mine, he committed to a massive 8-bay monstrous building. He bought it, and his plans, he was talking to me the other day, is not to keep it as a garage over the next 10 years. He's going to make as much money as he can, then he's going to make it into some kind of little shops, like a mini plaza, and rent storefronts to different people. I'm like, why is that? Because he said that the future of automotive is changing completely. Either he buys a whole lot of new equipments and hire a whole bunch of new technicians and so on and so forth. And even then, they're not clear what's going on. He gave me a bunch of reasons. I'm like, okay, so the world is changing rapidly. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, my gosh, I must be blessed. I must be favored to be in the industry that I'm in, to be with the company I'm with. Because for me, it's as simple as what you said. 3 tours, just do more. You want to raise, just do more. You want to sell more, just talk more. If you want to, you need X number of dollars by X number of months from now, then increased activities. I mean, wow, this is just absolutely something that gives you that warm feeling from within. I know there's a lot of people in this world worried about the future, worried about the finances, worried about so many things. And you know what? They can't do that at their job. They can sit at a job and say, well, I'm going to work extra hard so I can make extra amount of money by certain date. It doesn't work that way, right? So they get second or third jobs, and even then, if they can do it. We are in a company within an industry that literally, with all the stuff that is this company made off of and all the things that's available to us, all I literally need to do is increase my activity, get out there, do more dials, talk to more people, show more tour. Like Renee said, products sell itself as long as we put it out there and we show people and tell them the benefits of these products. It's that simple. And it's just, it's a good feeling, guys. It's a good feeling. If you want to be a certain place in certain months, you know what, you got to start today. You got to increase your activities. It's very simple. It's not complicated. I know a lot of people are fearful taking the steps that they're uncomfortable with, but let me tell you, the steps that make you uncomfortable, that you're not comfortable with, is what makes you money, what matters. Do not avoid those steps. And you know what? I am blessed. I wanted to thank this company. I want to thank yourself, Ramin. This is just the you know the feeling that you have from within, the good feeling that, hey, all I need is to do is step up my game and just do what I've been doing all along, and I'm going to be able to give myself X number of, you know, increasing pay or increasing commissions or increasing size of my team and so on. So that I just wanted to share that. I'm in the driver's seat with the best company in the world. So back to you.
Thanks, Reza. You know, one of the things that here's a good nugget for you. A lot of people don't do enough, and then it's unreasonable that the expectation that they have. They don't do enough, yet they have big expectations, so that's unreasonable, right? Makes sense. Well, you want to make sure that you guarantee success and that it's impossible to fail. Well, set a target and then do enough that's unreasonable for you not to make it. Somebody says, I want to get good at sales calls. Good, go make 10,000 sales calls this year. If you did that, it would be unreasonable for you to anyone to say, for you to think that you will not be good at it. You want to make, you know, go out to sponsor, you know, 2 people a month. Okay. Usually there should be, for you to do that, you should 4, 5, 6 tours that should do it. But you know what? Go do 15 tours to a point that's unreasonable for you not to get to it. So do enough that's unreasonable for you not to make your target. There was something to take in. Back to you, Rebecca.
Wow, like this is just loaded tonight. And you know, where Reza was just saying, just really played back into when you were talking about leverage, because we only have 24 hours in a day. There's only so many extra hours of extra jobs that you can take on, right? And that really is the beauty here, that action solves all problems. So you can take MLM right out of the picture, doesn't really matter. Action solves all problems. And what we have here is that if we take action and we do it consistently and we leverage the people that we're helping, everybody wins. I mean, it really is, it really comes down to that. We have one more person with their hand up, and I'm sorry, but I do not read characters, so I have no idea who this is. It's going to be our surprise guest for the evening. Who is with us?
Betty.
Hi, Betty. Welcome to the call.
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, I have been to this company since September, the convention, and I continue to be excited. And you may mention that Renee, you know, I think that he's, as I interact with him, you know, more, I feel really, really, you know, it's a gem, you know, in the leadership, especially for Chinese, you know, Asian people. So from him, I'm thinking about he's so comprehensive in regard every aspect, how to deal with clients, how to deal with members, and how to deal with everything. And this time I will have a newest LAP from China, and he just followed up with me for the day one. She signed up and about the shipment to China. And now, because the holiday season in China, so they have some delay issues. So customer seems like very unhappy, things like that. But, you know, I talked to Renee about this situation and he's handling very professionally. So among this network marketing, I have been in the industry for probably 10 years. Never ever seen a leader, you know, top distributor will function like this. So for me, I'm looking at the things that we're not just as a network marketing, as something like Remy said, this is nation, right? Not many companies in nation, okay? And also, I look at the sales is not just doing business itself, it's to be a man, you can be the best version. So as a father, you know, he take care of all the kids and all, you know, as a husband, I think he's an excellent husband, right? And yesterday I connected with the LAP, the newest LAP from China. And he shared his stories. I was so in touch because I'm listening to him about the habit he had every day. He's doing 3 things. One is appreciate for being alive. Okay. Sometimes we never take it. We always take it for granted. And the second one is he think about today is the best day. So once you have that kind of energy, you know, you will make plan differently. The third one is the most important for every one of us need to follow is that think about who I can help. Never, ever, ever, any company, the leaders will talk like that, you know.
Thank you very much. I agree with you. I agree with you everything about that. So,
and also Remain, I think that you are too. You know, even though you're busy, but you always pay attention to your son. Never, I don't know. I'm just so impressed with because I'm an educator for life, and I has been an education research for a senior study director for a well-known American consulting firm. But we are talking about relationship between father and son.
All right. My phone's ringing. Sorry, I have another conference call with Asia, so I got to get on that.
Right.
Thank you for sharing, everybody. Stay forensic. We'll see you next week. I'm getting off because I have a call to get on.
Awesome. Thank
Everybody.
you, Ramin. Everyone, thank you for your time this evening. I'm just